Hi guys, so I'm doing a bit of a pantry challenge this week. I have a bunch of markdown stuff that you would have seen in my grocery haul video, and I have another grocery haul video coming out soon. But in the last week I've been doing some a pantry challenge kind of thing, and we've also been trying to eat less meat, just trying it out, seeing how it all goes, seeing if I can reduce our budget more that way, although we do eat good meat. I thought working on a few meals that have less meat that I can sprinkle throughout the month might be helpful. So if you're keen for that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. At the moment, that's every other day. And I will see you later in the video. Alright, so little mister is scooting around in his walker, so you're going to hear him talking and scooting and playing with his toys. But I'm going to make myself some lunch. This is the chicken mince I got for $3 yesterday. I cooked the duck, seared it on both sides with some salt and some oil, then threw it on a tray, put it in the oven to cook for my rice paper rolls last night. And then I just threw the chicken mince straight into the rendered duck fat that came out of that. There wasn't too much, but that's extra flavor. Threw in half an onion that was left over from me slicing up onion for my rice paper rolls and cooked that. So now it's cooked. It's not going to go bad. That's the fat that's come out from the duck and everything, because chicken mince is really lean and duck is not. So I have that. I have my zoodles here, which I just rinsed with some cold water. There's 2 packets here, so it's $2.40 worth of zoodles. Now you can use these for spaghetti like pasta, or you can chop them, or you could just fry them real quick and have them as a stir fry veg. You could even just drop them straight into hot broth and they'd probably be cooked pretty much immediately because they're nice and thin. You just want to watch to make sure they're not slimy, which they're not. They're firm and cold water. So they'll have some juice in the bottom of the packet because they are a high water content vegetable. But as long as it's not slimy and it smells good, you're good. And then I also have my beetroot salad that's left over from last night. So I used probably 1 packet in my rice paper rolls, which was a nice, quick, easy thing for me. And this is what I have left. I've just put it in here with a bit of paper towel to absorb any moisture so that they don't go bad. Yes, buddy. So the plan is I'm going to refry this now, heat it up. I'm going to add my quick oyster sauce marinade that I like, which is lots of flavor. I'm going to dump some, if not all of this, in there. This also has half a packet of cauliflower. Yes, you are a star. Yes, you are a star. It also has half a packet of the cauliflower rice in it, which just helps bulk it out. And then I'm going to quickly add in my zoodles. I have some rice in the rice cooker, and that should be a delicious rice bowl for lunch, and I should have plenty left over. I might even do a soft fried or soft boiled egg on top for some extra protein since this is very lean. Alright, so I ended up using 2 handfuls of the beetroot slaw mix, 2 handfuls of the zucchini noodles. I was out of a couple of my ingredients for the marinade I wanted to make, so I just went with salt, white pepper, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of honey, and a big lump of garlic, maybe 2 tablespoons of that, a little bit of water. Yes, a little bit of water. Now I could eat this, it's beautiful, it tastes great. I could eat this right now as is, but I'm going to add my rice so that I have my carb sauce as well to make it go further. And then I'm going to add my egg on top. I still have at least a packet of the zucchini noodles left, maybe 1 cup of the beetroot slaw, and I only used half the mince mix. So I can save this for maybe some san choy bao kind of inspired food because I have an iceberg lettuce as well. And the rest of the zoodles go away with some paper towel on the bottom in the fridge for another meal. All right, so that's my rice, my egg, my yummy mix. Now I'm going to do a quick pickle, cucumber, and onion. So I've just given it a good dash of salt, white pepper. I don't really measure anymore. I like mine a lot sweeter than sour, so I've added some brown sugar. More fell in than I intended, but that's okay. It's different every time. And then I'm going to use some rice wine vinegar, and I'm going to add in my cucumber and my onion. All right, so I added vinegar, and now I've added my cucumber and my onion. I'm going to add enough water to cover it, and I'm going to give it, Bubba's dropping things. I'm going to give it a good shake, let it sit for a minute, and then I'm going to put it on. Usually the longer you let it sit, the better it tastes. But I'm going to take enough for today, and then I'm going to put this back in the fridge, and I will have plenty more. This is in no way authentic, although you can add chili sauce to this and sriracha. That would be really tasty. But it's just another cheap, yummy, quick, easy way to add some extra vegetables and a different texture and flavor. So that's what I'm doing. And here is my final meal. I'm going to go sit and do some work and eat this for my lunch. I also decided to do a quick dressing. So this is just Kewpie mayo, some rice wine vinegar, and some sriracha for a spicy Japanese-inspired dressing that I'm going to drizzle on there. I like it with the rice. It's something creamy and a little bit more fat. Alright, I'm holding the little one now, so he's going to be louder, but hopefully he'll be less. So I've boxed up some rice and the leftovers of the lunch I made, and then as the kids want to eat and hubby gets home from work, I just have to fry up an egg and put the pickles in after I've heated this up in the microwave. And I've already made the spicy Kewpie mayo for hubby and I. And I'm happy having the same thing for dinner as I had for lunch. This one is smaller and has less meat, more rice, because Miss Five doesn't eat a lot of meat in the evenings. She prefers rice and vegetables and stuff in the evenings. This one's just as big as hubby's and mine, because Mr. 8 eats like an adult. So yeah, turns out I got 5 large servings out of, which means I have to redo my calculations on how much it made per serving, because I worked off of 4 servings. Alright, so for breakfast we have a cup of tea, some granola from Aldi, gluten-free granola. We have some strawberry and rhubarb yogurt, which is really good. We have our half a pear diced up, a handful of dried cranberries, and some vanilla bean clearance satia yogurt. And this is going to be my morning breakfast. Plenty of healthy fats, carbs, nutrients, sugar, sweet, crunchy, soft, creamy, delicious. Alright guys, so this is going to be some basic don't let it go to waste stuff, and especially when we're doing pantry challenges, this is important. But in our everyday life, it's important because it reduces our waste and therefore lowers our carbon footprint and all that good stuff. But it also lowers our grocery budget and means that we aren't constantly replacing things. So yeah, stale bread, croutons, breadcrumbs, bread and butter pudding, all sorts of things. It's important when it's $1.40 a loaf, just the cheap Coles and Woolworths brand, although I will admit we are good at throwing those out because it seems to be with bread, it's feast or famine in my house. We run out or we have tons. But especially when it's $6.50 for a loaf of gluten-free bread, I don't want this going to waste, especially because these are mini loaves, so it's not even the same amount as a normal loaf of bread. It's about half, but I'm paying nearly $7 for a loaf. So right now I have my very stale bread that I am chopping up, and I'm going to make some croutons for a Caesar salad. You can also, like I said, use these for bread and butter pudding or breadcrumbs. I like to take all the bread ends because I don't like to eat the bread ends, and I put them in a bag in the freezer, and then once I have enough I blitz them up and make breadcrumbs and freeze the breadcrumbs to use in recipes, so I don't have to pay $6 for a box of gluten-free breadcrumbs when I have tons of bread ends. Alright, so I just whipped up hubby and me 2 quick Caesar salads. I used the diced bacon that I got from Mega Meats a couple of hauls back. I got a 2 kilo package for $10 and I got 8 or 9 packets out of that. So I'll do the maths and put that up on screen for you. I have this much left. And then I have all those croutons over there. I have to rinse and clean out this package of lettuce mix and separate that out and put it in paper towels to be used. And then I still have tons of kids going in and out of the house. Tons of iceberg lettuce left. I had to split it into 2 batches to spin it out. And I have all of that bacon fat rendered on the pan for flavor. I also have this creamy ranch seriously good dressing, which I get for $1 from Lighthouse for all of these packets, and I just put some water in it and shook it up, and that's been my dressing on all my salads, so super duper cheap there as well. This whole thing, the most expensive part of this would be the lettuce. The lettuce was $5 for the head, although I have tons left. The bacon was cheap. The bread is $6.50 for a loaf, and I used 3 stale pieces. And there was probably less than a cup of cheese between me and hubby, and then a drizzle of this cheap dressing and a bit of salt, and there's a quick lunch for us. All right, so we have our 90 cents pizza dough. This is usually $2 at Coles and Woolies, but I have my 90 cents pizza dough. I've just cut it. Pro tip, if you have some spray oil, spray it on your hands, and then the dough doesn't stick, and you can use it to peel it from the package because otherwise it sticks to the package. I've got a baking tray with a bit of flour on it so it doesn't stick to that. I need to let this rest for an hour. It is freezing cold here, so I'm going to use my oven, which I've just left the door open from after I've grilled. Yes, it's clean, ignore that. After I've grilled, so it's too hot at the moment, but I'm leaving it open, and then I'm going to stick my pizza tray in once it's cooled down enough, leave it there for an hour to rest, and then I have to knead and roll and prepare my pizza dough. I rested my pizza dough, I rolled it out. I couldn't find my rolling pin, so I stole the kids' Play-Doh one, cleaned it, and used that, and then I ended up giving up and just doing it with my hands. So we have 2 small pizzas with barbecue sauce, cheese, pepperoni. We all prefer barbecue sauce on pepperoni pizza instead of pizza sauce. Now they're going into the oven at 220 for about 12-ish minutes, and I will cut these up, and this will be some lunch for the kids and hubby. So pizzas are done, and then over here I washed those salad packs over here. That's what I'm going to put into the compost into the garden. I got almost all the fancy lettuce out because that's what goes bad first. And then I've got this for a salad tonight. And then I pulled out all the nice big pieces of spinach in that because spinach will last a good week. Once it's dried off, I'll wrap it in some paper towel and stick it in a container in the fridge. And I can add that to risottos, soups, stews, everything, or just have it as is. And then there's our salad for tonight. This night I was actually feeling really unwell with a bit of a stomach bug, so I just whipped up a quick vegetable soup in the Thermomix. I just sauteed an onion with some nuttoleks and then threw in carrot, sweet potato, pumpkin, a handful of spinach, some garlic, parsnip, swede, and that clearance soup pack basically. Blitzed it up, cooked it, blitzed it again, a little bit of salt, pepper, butter, and some chopped parsley on top. So the plan tonight is for a mostly vegetarian, use it up meal. I didn't want to make anything fancy. It was very much a throw things in the oven kind of night. So I've made a bunch of things, and we're just going to have a little bit of a lot of things. So we've got some roast onion, some roast sweet potato. We've got some honeyed carrots at the back there. Some roast potatoes with paprika, rosemary, garlic, and thyme. Salt and pepper. We have a salad and pear salad at the back there with just a basic vinaigrette, balsamic vinaigrette dressing. We have a garlic, salt, pepper, stir-fried zucchini there. Some stir-fried bok choy with some sesame oil and some salt and pepper. And then I have some chicken mince with some onion, and I threw in a packet of cauliflower rice to bulk it out with some oyster sauce, soy sauce, honey, salt, pepper, and garlic. And that's going to be dinner tonight. So we have hubbies, Mr. 8s, Miss 5s. The baby has a little plate with some pear and a honey carrot. It's been cooked, don't worry. And then we have mine. We have a little bit of mince left over, although I think Mr. 8's going to come back for that. And a handful of potatoes. Okay, so that's 2-ish days of my pantry challenge meals. I've still got plenty more to make and to do. So if you want to see more from me and more of that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. And I will see you in the next one.